Welcome to Polymath gang. Last week, I talked about the shortcomings of the project management triangle. Now, this week, I'm going to talk about the same concepts from a fresh perspective, the Agile Way simplified. Again, the first step is to check the scope, but with a little different angle, breaking down the components to correlate with the use cases. Most of the time, this disconnect between individual components we build and the use case it caters to is the reason of a poorly designed product. When you make this connection, you will start to understand efficiency or performance is not the only factors which need to be addressed. That's why even the most trivial thing in the eyes of an engineer, such as UI and UX, has taken a lead role in product development in the recent times. The next step, which is usually overlooked in other methods, is the people. If it is a small project and you want to work alone, it is okay. But it is essential to analyze what you need and what you already have. But from my experience, it is inevitable that you eventually need to ask someone to help. And that is fine. Humans are known as social animals for a reason. Now, if it is a big project you are trying to handle, please identify the key people, or as we call, find the right man for the job. As I told you before, the work is not mundane anymore. Internet search engines such as Google and tutorials on YouTube can solve most of the skill-based issues. But having reliable people who can take responsibilities is key to the success of a large project. Because without accountability, the responsibilities get diluted without a monetary metrics. So remember this quote by Kelleher. You don't hire for skills, you hire for attitude. You can always teach skills. Now it is time to talk about the time. As I said earlier, the time to market is highly volatile now. The best example is cloud technology. Amazon had a 7-year head start in the cloud business, which alone gave them a monopoly in the market for almost double that time. Similar things happened in technologies like FiberNet and 5G. What does that tell you? It means even though not a full-fledged product, having a presence in the market at an earlier stage is an advantage over the latent race. This calls for an adaptive strategy. What you do? So we have to fix a date and work backwards to deduce what you need to meet that timeline. The investments flowing into innovative product developments have increased tremendously due to this single factor. That is, when the timeline is squeezed, the cost incurred grows multifold, but without which the product may not be able to break the market in time. Now, coming to the most controversial factor, the cost. The success of a product or a business is always based on the net income minus the cost incurred. The selection of an apt strategy based on the business domain is critical. Broadly, we can divide the strategy as two types: long-term benefits and the short-term oriented benefits. In this technology field, there are few domains where long-term benefits are possible, like in the software for medical and industrial purposes. But the consumer trend of technologies is always short-term oriented. The trend can change within a few years. The best example is how we started using the social networking with Facebook, then suddenly Instagram gained popularity. Finally, the controversial TikTok app took out the market. Another example is the growth of cryptocurrency. People who invested in the initial phase gained a lot, the latter had a very little luck. Understanding this investment pattern is essential to get the support needed for your project from your investors. If it is a medical domain, people understand the need for accuracy and quality. Hence, the project can run without returns for quite a long time than the consumer market. Whereas in consumer products, minimizing the cost may take a front foot against the efficiency. Finding this balance based on the context is the key to a successfully running a business. I hope I was able to give a fresh perspectives on business development strategies. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And let us know what you think about these strategies in the comment sections. See you soon.